You know, television and movie serial killers come in all kinds of scary shapes and sizes, from Hannibal Lecter to the title character of the soon-to-be relaunched TV show Dexter. But real-life serial killers are scarier, and sometimes they're in our own neighborhood. For instance, Cincinnati's Arsenic Annie. Her tale takes us on another thrilling trip through TriState True Crime.
There are crimes of passion and crimes that will never be fully understood, no matter how hard we try. We're still grappling with many of them, including the story of Anna Marie Hahn, the first Ohio woman executed in the electric chair. Anna's story begins in 1929 when she was sent to the Queen City to live with relatives in an attempt to outrun a scandal. You see, back in Germany, she'd fallen in love with a married Viennese doctor and had a baby out of wedlock. The baby, Oscar, stayed with her parents, but Anna was sent to America. The next year, as the Great Depression raged, Anna worked as a chambermaid at the Alms Hotel until she met Philip Hahn, another German immigrant. They fell in love and were married. The Hahns seemed happy, pooling their savings to open 2 delicatessens. Soon, bored with running those delis, Anna started gambling, attracted to the lure of fast money at local horse races and the gambling dens in Newport. She also concocted a series of arson scams. The first intentional fire at their deli got her $300, while 2 more at their home provided $2,000 more. In an era when many people were out of work and the average factory salary was 40 to 50 cents an hour. That $2,300 then equates to about $125,000 today. Not satisfied with that, Anna tried to take out a $25,000 life insurance policy on Philip. He later got ill but survived that mysterious sickness. The couple separated shortly after. With Philip gone, Anna posed as a caretaker in Cincinnati's German neighborhoods, but actually started poisoning the elderly men and women she cared for. Her first victim was Ernst Kohler, who died in May 1933. He left the woman his house. Next, Albert Palmer passed away mysteriously. The 72-year-old signed an IOU for $2,000 to Hahn just before he died. Then, in the strangest twist, Anna looked up 78-year-old Jacob Wagner, asserting that she was his long-lost niece. When Wagner died in June 1937, he left Anna $17,000 in cash. Anna's last murder in August 1937 led to her demise. Confronted by the police, she faltered during interrogation. An autopsy revealed that her victim, George Obendorfer, had high levels of arsenic in his system. When another man saw reports in the newspaper, he came forward and told the police a tale of getting violently ill after Anna had poured him a beer. Based on the evidence, authorities exhumed 2 of Anna's clients and found they had also been poisoned, earning her the nickname Arsenic Annie in the press. The national media spotlight turned to the Queen City. Reporters flocked here from New York and Chicago, particularly the newspapers of media mogul William Randolph Hearst. His papers printed headlines in giant type, usually reserved for wars and assassinations.
And joining us now to talk about Arsenic Annie is Bob Batchelor. And Bob, welcome. This is an utterly despicable, I should say, true crime tale. What happened during the trial?
Well, if I can set the scene for you, Clyde, what a showcase. And Anna was quite an attractive woman. She had blonde hair, and so they started calling her the buxom Bavarian because of her German background. The jury consisted of 11 women and 1 man, so reporters actually covered the story as if it were in the society pages, and they often Anna and how she looked. But she never gave in and never said that she murdered. She pleaded not guilty. So the prosecution comes in with a mountain of evidence. Included in that mountain of evidence is 50 glass vials of the entrails of the 2 of the men that she had killed. And so they lined these up across the judge's bench and then gave them to the jury to look at. So it was quite a gruesome thing. It turned out that she had killed up to 13 people and had bilked them out of about $75,000. Even the most conservative estimates would put that in the millions today. So quite a despicable set of crimes.
Oh, gee. Well, she was obviously headed for a dubious end. So finally, in the end, what happened to her?
Well, those 11 women and one man, they found her guilty and decided without prejudice, which meant that she would be the first woman in Ohio history to be given the electric chair. And on December 7th, 1938, she went to the electric chair and died. Now, what was shocking to people is that on her deathbed, she wrote a 4-page confessional and gave it to her attorneys to give in case she did pass away. The Cincinnati Enquirer bought the rights to that letter and published it. The money in which went to that paid for her son's education. They relocated him with a foster family, and he kind of falls out of history. He becomes an unknown figure. But the Cincinnati Enquirer did follow through and pay for that education. She didn't admit to killing everybody, but in the letter, she did say that in her earlier years, she had suffered a number of concussions. And so it's quite interesting to speculate that maybe Arsenic Annie had suffered some kind of head injury that made her unable to understand between right and wrong. But I don't think there's any way we would figure it out today. But it is an interesting twist on this true crime piece.
Very fascinating. So if people want to get more information on your true crimes or read any of your books, how do they connect with you?
Certainly on the website, bobbatchelor.com. That's the way to find me. Keep the stories rolling in. We love these true crime pieces.
All right, Bob, thanks so much for putting this one together for us.
Thanks, Clyde.